Let's talk about the Baylor men. John, you were down in Austin yesterday, closing out the drum. The Bears, they've really dealt with, more injuries than most teams are accustomed to. And, certainly injuries that would have crippled a lot of teams. But they come back, they put it together, they beat Kansas on Saturday. 2 days later, they go to Austin. They beat Texas like I said, in a game that was, right there for the Longhorns in terms of emotion and like motivation. They had the payback factor. They had the factor of, this was their last game ever at that arena. So, how has Scott Drew done this? How has he kind of tweaked his rotation and made this work?
Yeah, I think especially after Jonathan Chamo-Chachua went out, he probably had to put his head together with the rest of the coaching staff. How are we going to deal with all this? So what's happened? I think, okay, all 7 guys who play are playing more minutes. Kenjo and Flagler, their roles haven't changed a lot. Flagler's their best outside shooter. Obviously, James, assist guy, penetration. Now, Matt Meyer, I think, has made a big adjustment. I think he's going to the boards harder. He's looking for a shot less. And each of the last 2 games, he's only taken 5 shots. But, what he's given them on the boards and playing defense has been really strong. Flo Thamba, he's playing more minutes. He's looking for a shot more. He's even taking some outside shots. And I think he's going at the boards pretty hard for a guy who, really can't get into foul trouble because they don't have anybody else like that. He got 4 fouls. No, wait, he had 3 yesterday, but he played pretty carefully after he got a few fouls. Kendall Brown he's getting more confidence in his outside shot. He's helped, a little bit out there by hitting some threes lately. And of course he can do everything else. He's the best athlete on the team. And Jeremy Sohan has been a major key. I mean, he's playing the 5 now some, but he's also playing the 3 and the 4 and the 2 and the 1. He'll bring the ball up sometimes and kind of act as a point guard.
Yeah.
I mean, his versatility is a real key to this team, especially now with the injuries they've had.
Scouts are taking notice too on Sohan. I agree with you on a lot of those points. I think Sohan has sort of been the X factor, and certainly they've been going with the flow there in the front court. He has stepped up his game. You guys know that obviously I'm a Houston Rockets fan, and so one of the Twitter feeds that I follow is this Clutch City. It's a fan site. They do a lot of, scouting of guys that might, end up on the Rockets or whatever, guys that could fall in that draft position. Well, the Rockets are going to have a lottery pick. And the other day they had a tweet and it was taking highlights from Sohan against Kansas. And they were saying, I think this guy's played his way into the lottery. And that's pretty high praise. I mean, we actually thought that Kendall Brown and Sohan would probably be one and done type guys anyway. I mean, they're that good. But I do think that Kendall Brown, I feel like still needs to elevate maybe another level or two, whereas Sohan's doing that. As you mentioned, I mean, he has been leading the break. He's been doing, a lot of different things, and he's going to make himself some money.
Yeah. Another thing I'll add, Scott Drew's the most optimistic guy in the world. When you have a situation like this, where you have so many guys out, you need that positivity. And I think he's really kept his team up and, just thinking, man, we can still do it. And they're projected to be a #1 seed right now.
It's amazing. It's pretty incredible because it didn't look like that was going to be the trajectory maybe when Everyday John went out. So more power to him.